Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day. Okay, today guys, I'm going to be doing another game hunting vlog. I did one of these a good few weeks ago now, and you guys seem to really enjoy that. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to do this from now on, okay? If I go on a little game hunt, then I'm going to vlog it. I will admit the last game hunt I did is a bit more exciting than this one, okay? This time I went to Exeter, and it's not really the sort of place you would go to do game hunting. All they've really got there is a CeX, to be honest with you. I mainly went there to do some clothes shopping, but nonetheless, boys, we did pick up a few games, okay? So, you know, I figured I'd just show you. So yeah, guys, I'm going to cut to the vlog footage, and then I'll show you guys my pickups, I guess. Okay, guys, so as you can see, we are here in Exeter, and like I was saying before, I was mostly doing clothes shopping here. That's kind of what I went here for. It's probably the best place in Devon that I know of that you can, you know, go to clothes, because there's just a lot of different clothes shops. I'm not going to show you all the different clothes shops I went to, because honestly, I'll just bore the crap out of you, and you guys are here for games, alright? You guys want to see gaming stuff. Honestly, I'm quite surprised with Exeter that there isn't more game shops, because it's a big old city. Like, there's a lot of shops here, so the fact that there's literally only one measly CeX is honestly quite surprising to me. Like, you would expect there to be a few, I don't know, independent shops, but there's literally nothing. It's literally CeX. Nonetheless though, boys, I did pop into HMV. They don't sell games anymore, but they do got some pretty cool stuff, so I'll show you a little bit of that. Honestly, there's a lot of really cool t-shirts in HMV at the minute. I probably could have bought like 4 or 5. I did buy one t-shirt because there was no way I was going to leave it behind. But yeah, there's just a lot of cool stuff in HMV in general, and I honestly like HMV a lot. There was a point in time, like in my opinion, where HMV was honestly quite terrible. It was around about the sort of time where they were sort of going out of business. But over the last few years, I feel like HMV is actually quite a decent shop now. Like, they've just got a lot of variety. Like, if you want vinyl records, you'll find it. If you want movies, you'll find it. If you want box sets, you'll find it. If you want merchandise, you'll find it. If you want comic books, they've got that as well. They've kind of got a little bit of everything. So yeah, I actually think HMV is pretty good. And of course, one of the reasons I really like HMV, guys, is the Funko Pops. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Funko Pops. They get criticized a lot over the internet. Me personally, I rate them. I like Funko Pops. They're not the most amazing like figures in the world, but the fact that you can pretty much find any single character from anything really, I kind of like that. And they're also really affordable. Like, you're usually paying about 10 to 15 pounds, which I think is pretty good for a figure. I was super tempted by some of these Naruto ones, as you guys can see. I didn't pick any of them up though. The one I was looking for in particular was a Pain figure. Like, Pain is probably one of my favorite characters in Naruto, and I don't have any figures of him, so I was looking for that one, and it didn't have it, sadly. Off to the right of the Funko Pops, guys, there was a lot of figures here, like some really cool ones. You got some like old school like 80s movies figures. Some of them were pretty pricey, like some of them were like £50, which I thought was quite a lot, so I didn't get any of them. I was tempted by a few, but I didn't get any of them, sadly. And just above that, guys, there was some One Piece figures. Not gonna lie, I did grab one, alright? I was too tempted. Okay, guys, so leaving HMV, we managed to find a Cash Converters. Now, Cash Converters isn't like the best place to buy video games, but they do have them, so I thought it was worth looking. And they had a reasonable selection of games here, boys. A couple of games that were sort of perked my interest, but nothing too ridiculous, if I'm honest. I did end up picking up one game, so I'll show you that in my pickups. I was tempted by a few others, but I was like checking the prices on CeX, and it was pretty much the same prices, so I just figured I'll get it another time. There wasn't anything I was like super desperate for. And the one game that I did pick up was a game that they don't actually sell in CeX, which is why I picked it up. But yeah, I'll show you that, guys, a little bit later on. Okay, guys, so here it is, okay, the main event CeX, okay, the reason we're all gathered here together. Now, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, I honestly rate CeX quite highly, okay? I think CeX is a really good shop, and the reason I think it's a good shop is that without it, I don't know what I would do, because in terms of like buying games like out in the wild, CeXs are everywhere, okay? And without it, I don't know where I would buy. I pretty much only buy games online, I reckon. There's not that many independent gaming shops like near me, other than really Tiverton, which is still quite far away, and CeX is like the only other place that sells retro games. So without it, I don't know what I would do. And the fact that you can trade your stuff in there, the fact that you can look online and see what games they've got in stock, you know, the fact that you can just buy retro games in person, that's why I honestly like CeX quite a lot. And as you guys can see, I'm scouring through the PS3 section. There was a couple of games in particular that I was looking for. I absolutely adore the PS3, guys. I think it's an amazing console. Like, a lot of people are collecting for Xbox 360 at the minute, but I'm a PS3 guy, okay? I only hunt for PS3. And believe me, guys, in the coming months, I think PS3 games are going to go through the absolute roof, okay? Because if that digital store closes, which it most likely will do at some point, it's going to be really expensive, just like the 360. So now's a really good time to pick up PS3 games, because honestly, you won't get them any cheaper. After that, guys, I had a quick look at the Nintendo Switch section. A couple of little underrated games here that I've never heard of, so, you know, just having a look at those. And after that, guys, I had a look at the PS2 section. There was actually a couple of games I was looking for in particular, and I couldn't find them. Like, I had a look on stock, and they said that they had these 2 games, couldn't find them anywhere, and they're pretty common games as well, so I was quite surprised. Okay, guys, after that, I headed downstairs into, like, the DVD section. The DVDs are all stuck in pretty much a basement, if you like. There's not a lot of people down here, it's pretty much just me, so, yeah, it's kind of quiet down here, and I was just having a look through the anime section, because, you know, I always got to see if they got some anime, and after that, I had a quick look at the movies, because there was one movie I was looking for in particular that I did manage to find, which is good. Okay, guys, so that about does it for CEX and the visit in Exeter in general, so let's go over to my pickups. Okay, boys, so you guys have seen the actual vlog part, okay, so it's time to show you the pickups. Now, like I said before, a lot of what I did buy was clothes, and I don't think you guys are going to be, like, massively interested, but you know what, fuck it, I'll just very quickly show you just in case you are. So, first of all, boys, I did buy some trainers, which I'm going to try not to put on the table, because that is bad luck. I didn't plan to buy any trainers, but my friends were, like, criticizing my trainers, because they've got loads of fucking holes in them and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm sick of them criticizing my shoes, and they were trying to get me to buy, like, Air Maxes and shit. They were like £100. No chance am I spending £100 on trainers. Instead, guys, I bought these, and I think these are pretty nice, okay? These cost me like 30 quid. That's more like it for me, okay? I do not want to spend a crazy amount on trainers. I just do not think it's worth it. Like £100 for a pair of shoes. No freaking way. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. I also bought a jumper, which I thought was quite nice. This was from, I can't remember, where was this from? I can't remember now. I think it was like 30 or 40 pounds. That's the design on the back, which I thought was cool. So yeah, nice little jumper there. I bought some shorts from Hollister, so that's cool. We got some shorts. I also bought a t-shirt from Hollister, which is this one. It's pretty nice, I thought. There we go. So there's the back print. The front print, you know, it's not super exciting, especially for those of you that are here to watch game hunting. You probably don't give a fuck. And the final item of clothing I bought, guys, was this Warriors t-shirt. Now, for those that don't know, The Warriors is literally my favorite movie of all time. I saw this in HMV, it was £20, and there was no way I was not going to come home with that, because that's just freaking awesome. I was really happy with that. Okay, boys, that's all of the clothes done, okay? The rest of this is a lot more interesting, I promise. So yeah, whilst I was in HMV, guys, they had so many figures, like just a crazy amount of just cool stuff, t-shirts, you know, merchandise, so much stuff in there. I could have literally bought the whole shop. I decided, though, I was just going to buy one thing, and I was really happy with it, okay, and that is this Zorro. I think it's a money box, but it looks more like a figure. I thought this was awesome, okay, this is about £20. Yeah, that's going to go really nicely with, like, my One Piece collection. I've got, like, a big old One Piece collection of stuff, and I think that would look really cool, so I was definitely happy with that. Other than that, though, boys, I think everything else I bought was from CeX. I'll tell a lie, I bought some pot noodles. Yeah, the rest of what's in that bag, guys, is literally all sort of gaming related, so let's get on with it. So yeah, just before I popped into CEX, boys, I popped into cash converters. Normally, there's not too much in cash converters, but every now and again, you find a decent little find. So I did pick up one game, which I was really happy with, and that is In Cold Blood for PS1. This is a game that you can't buy from CEX, so I was pretty happy to find it. It cost me 10 quid. It is complete with the manual. It's in decent condition. It does need a bit of a cleanup, but, you know, for 10 quid, I was pretty happy with that. I don't know how much this goes for on like eBay. It might be cheaper, it might be more expensive, I've got no idea, but it looks really cool. I like the look of the front cover. It's quite subtle. It's not you know, it's not super, I don't know, super obvious what it's about, but it looks sort of survival horror-esque. The back looks really cool. It looks almost Resident Evil-esque, so yeah, I'm quite excited to play this one. It looks pretty good. Okay, boys, let's move on to the CEX pickups, okay? First of all, we picked up one that I was, like, really hoping I could find in Tiverton, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. I looked, like, in both game shops, couldn't find it, okay, but I was able to find it in CEX, and that is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I recently played through Mirror's Edge 1 and just absolutely loved it. I've played it before, but I decided to revisit it. I have played the sequel, and I didn't love the sequel when I originally played it, but I want to give it another chance, so I'm looking forward to, you know, to revisiting it. Next up, we got a PS3 game here, boys, okay, and that's going to be Sonic Generations. Now, I recently played through the original Sonic, okay, on the Mega Drive, and I absolutely loved it. I had a great time with that, and I kind of just sort of made me want to get into the Sonic franchise a little bit more. Sonic is not something I've been super like involved with. I've played the original, you know, when I was a kid. I played and dabbled with like Sonic Heroes on PS2, but I've not really like had a proper good go on the Sonic games. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 is the very first Sonic game I've ever beaten, so I want to get into the series a bit more. Okay, and I'm pretty sure this is meant to be one of the better ones. Obviously, the Sonic franchise is a little bit hit and miss. Okay, some of the games aren't the best, some of them are really good, and I think this is one of the better ones, so I'm looking forward to playing it. Next up, we got another PS3 game, boys, and it's kind of a similar story here, okay, and that is Ridge Racer 7. So obviously, I recently played Sonic the Hedgehog, and another one that I recently played was Ridge Racer Type 4. I absolutely love that game. Okay, Ridge Racer 4 is now one of my favorite PS1 games. I just adored it, so I want to get more into the Ridge Racer games, and I saw this for £4, and I thought, you know what, that's a pretty good price, so yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. Honestly, guys, there's a good chance I might honestly play this one tonight. I really want to play this, okay, because again, I absolutely love Ridge Racer 4, so I'm hoping 7 is up there as one of the better ones. I've got no idea, but yeah, really looking forward to that. Next up, boys, I actually bought an anime. This is one that I've wanted to watch for the longest time, and I saw it, and I just knew I immediately had to pick it up, and that is going to be Black Lagoon, the complete season. This is one that I think looks really cool, just like art style wise. It just looks awesome. Okay, it looks like my type of thing, so yeah, I'm gonna be watching this really soon. I might even watch a few episodes tonight. I'm honestly, it just looks awesome. I just can't wait. Next up, guys, I picked up a Nintendo Switch game, okay, and that's gonna be Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Now, I won't lie, this is kind of a little bit of a blind buy. But I just looked up gameplay on YouTube, and it looked really cool. Sort of reminded me of sort of like Castlevania and that sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully it's sort of along those lines. But yeah, this is not one I've ever heard of before. Okay, I just saw it in stock, and I just knew that I had to sort of do a little bit of research because I've never seen it, I've never heard of it, and I just wanted to know a little bit more. It just looked cool. So yeah, it was a little bit of a blind buy, but it looked cool from gameplay I saw on YouTube, so that's a pretty cool one. This next one is pretty much the exact same story, boys, almost identical, okay, and that is Bladed Fury, which is also for the Nintendo Switch. It's literally the exact same thing, boys. These games are like right next to each other, so I saw them both, and I was just like, I've never heard of either of the games, and I looked them up on YouTube. Both games look awesome, okay, and I'm looking forward to that. So and just looking at the back cover, it looks like a Vanillaware game. For those that don't know, Vanillaware made games like Odin Sphere. They also made Dragon's Crown. They also made Muramasa as well. But yeah, they might not have even made this game. It just sort of like looking at the artwork and stuff, it kind of looks like that sort of style. But yeah, it looked good, guys. It was 18 quid. I sort of blindly bought it. It might be terrible. It might be awesome. I've got no clue. Okay, guys, next up, I picked up a movie, okay? I do like to own my movies. I'm not really a big fan of like Netflix and that sort of thing. Like if I want to watch a movie, I'll purchase the actual physical media. I don't buy DVDs too often because I've got most of the films I want. You know, I've got all the classics that I love. I've got Star Wars, I've got RoboCop, I've got, I don't know, The Warriors, obviously. I've got Alien, I've got Dread, I've got Shawshank Redemption. I could go on forever. I've got all the movies I really love is the point I'm trying to make. However, this is one I did actually really want to watch. I heard it was really good, so I'm looking forward to it. And that is Prey. It says £10 there. This only cost me £6. I actually asked the lady at the till, you know, is this £6? I saw it online for £6. I didn't want to pay £10, so I just double checked and it was £6. But yeah, I'm an absolutely massive fan of the Predator series, guys. I love Predator 1. It's one of the best movies of all time. Predator 2, I honestly think is super underrated. I really like that film. Predator 3, not so much, and I think there's some other Predator movies that are pretty terrible. I didn't hate Alien vs Predator. Alien vs Predator was decent. The second one, I do not like, though. Anyway, point is, guys, I like the Predator movies. This one's meant to be pretty good, so I am looking forward to it. I hope it's good, but I've got no idea. Okay, guys, the final pickup of the day, okay, was an absolutely juicy one, okay? It's a nice, juicy piece of retro, and that is going to be Rocket Knight Adventures. So yeah, for those who don't know, I recently picked up a Sega Mega Drive a couple of months ago. I don't have too many games, but I am starting to build a decent little collection. And when I was looking at like YouTube videos on like what are the best sort of Sega Mega Drive games, this is one that always like pops up literally every time I see this game. So I put it straight on my list. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that game. I'm gonna buy. I've never heard of it before. Like I did this research, but everybody says it's great. So, yeah, I saw that it had a copy of it in stock. It was a no manual one. For those that don't know, I'm collecting Sega Mega Drive without manuals. Reason being is that getting Sega Mega Drive games without manuals is just incredibly less expensive than it would be if I wanted the manuals. Like the price difference is just staggering. So yeah, I'm not bothered that this game didn't come with a manual. In terms of condition, it could be better, I'll be honest. Like it's a little bit of sun damage, it's a little bit sort of, you know, untidy and a little bit dirty, but you know what, it's not the end of the world, but I've seen worse. Okay guys, so that was all my pickups, okay? Like I said, wasn't quite as exciting as the other day when I went on a massive game hunt and I bought tons of games. Obviously I'm still working my way through those games, so I didn't want to buy too many, but I did find some interesting stuff. You know, we got Rocket Knight, you know, we got a movie, we got some Switch games to check out, we got some anime, we got some PS3 stuff, we got lots here, okay? So I'm really happy with my pickups. Obviously, like the focus of the day was more to do with like clothes. That was what I was doing, was clothes shopping. So, you know, I probably spent too much on games, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, okay? If you did, like and subscribe. And yeah, other than that, boys, I'll see you guys for the next one, alright? Peace.